so that anyone who's not here can watch this later. And Linda, you could actually go first. Let me just pull up a whiteboard for you. Okay. And Linda, just so you know, if you're able to write on the screen, you can. But for now, I'll start us off writing on the screen. And then if you would like to, you can. But Linda, your problem is 55 plus 19. And how did you solve it in a way that was easy and quick for you?
I added in my head.
Okay, added in your head. And what did you say to yourself in your head?
That you have to add the ones first and then the tens.
Okay, so you did the ones first and then the tens. So then what did you say in your head next?
And the answer was 64.
In the ones, it's 4?
Yes.
Okay. So 5 and 9 make how much?
40.
Okay, so then what did you do next?
Take away the one, the tens and
What do you do with the 10 in the 14?
You put it to the tens.
You put it in the tens, okay. And then what's the last thing you did?
You add them all up, with all the tens up.
Okay.
And the answer is 74.
74, awesome.
Yeah.
If Evelyn or George wrote down this problem that they see on the screen, because during our lessons we try to be active and always writing things down so it'll help us not get bored or lose focus, you get extra credit and you would get to pick a number as a reward. I will let Valerie be the first to pick a number, and some of these numbers are stars and some you'll get a panda dance. And so if you want, you could play a game with yourself who can get the most stars by the end of the lesson. Valerie, what number would you choose? 1 through 10 are your choices.
8.
You choose number 8? Okay. I had to take the screen away. Sorry, guys. You get the jump rope, Panda. Great job. Now, Evelyn, how are you today?
Well,
That's good. I was wondering if you had any ideas, because Val did a great job showing us how to add 55 and 19 the standard way. You do the ones, you do the tens, and she even had to bundle and regroup. But what if we used the make 10 strategy, where instead of 55 plus 19, let's think about numbers in the tens, 10, 20, 30, 40. What could I change the number 19 into, Evelyn?
20. 9 and 10.
Oh, yes. I could break it down into the 9 and the ones and the 10 and the tens. But I was also thinking about just changing the number 19 to the number 20 because it's so close. And Evelyn, can you, without even having to stop and write it down, you just use your head, can you tell me what 55 and 20 is?
60.
What is it? 55 plus 20.
75.
Yeah, was that George? Did you whisper that?
Yeah, I whispered it.
Okay, so I'm sure you were about to say that, Evelyn, right? 75. So that's super duper quick. But we know from Valerie's hard work,
74, 74, 74.
the answer is actually 74. So George, what do I need to do to get from 75 to 74?
75 to 74. Minus 1.
Yeah, minus 1. So when you are adding and you would like to change a number that ends with number 9, like 19 to 20, we had to add one more to make 20. That means in our answer, we take away 1. And last but not least, the way that Evelyn was telling us, one more way to do 55 plus 19 is first just do 55 plus 10. And what is 55 plus 10, Evelyn?
65.
65. And then to 65, we add 9 more, which honestly, I probably would have to just count on really quick, like 9 fingers. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. 74. So if you have anything that you've written down on your papers based on what you see on the screen, hold it on up and maybe you'll be the next one to pick a prize. I like it. You showed breaking it down. Okay, you even did plus 20 minus 1. Excellent, Evelyn. What number would you like?
8.
Number 8? Jump rope, Panda.
Wait, we already did that one.
That's okay. I'll let you guys pick whatever number you choose. Evelyn or George, are you able to show us your homework? Evelyn, you had 63 plus 17. How did you do that? Did you do it the standard way?
Wait,
And by the way, George, your homework was 48 plus 26, so you can be getting ready while Evelyn does her.
I don't know which page you're doing right now.
Can you see how I'm writing numbers right now, George?
Yeah.
Okay, well, your homework was 48 plus 26, and show us and tell us how you solved it in a way that makes it quick and easy. Evelyn, how did you solve 63 and 17? The standard way or breaking 17 into 10 plus 7?
I did it the standard way in my head.
Oh, okay. So what should I do first?
You should do, so which one? 48 plus 26 or 63 plus 17?
Oh, this is yours, Evelyn. 63 plus 17.
Okay, first we have to add the 7 and the 3, which would equal 10, which means we have to put the 0 here and the 1 with the tens column. So it would be it would be 80.
Very good. 80. And then Evelyn, I don't know if you remember that strategy called front loading, but for me, I almost think front loading could be a helpful way to solve this problem. And it's where you look at the front, which means you look at the tens first. So if I added 60 and 10 or 6 and 1, what would I get?
6 and 1 would equal 7.
Yeah, so the 7 would mean 70. And that is front loading where I did the front first, the tens place first. And then when I add the ones, like you said, what's 7 plus 3?
10.
And 70 plus 10 is 80, so it's the same answer. All right, George, how did you solve 48 plus 26?
Well, there's some news being wrong, and we couldn't really find how to explain it.
Oh, so you weren't sure what to do for your homework? Because I will definitely help you. I'll show you the work plan real quick to make sure you know how to find it next time. But even right now, when you're with us in our Zoom class, how would you solve this problem? Would you do front loading and do the tens first? Would you break down the number 26 into smaller parts?
Well,
Do you want to do front loading?
well, I mean, add the 6 to 8, it would be, wait, be 14.
Okay, what should I do?
So basically this would be 54. Never mind, I don't know this. I don't know how to explain it.
So 8 and 6 is 14. What do I do with the numbers in 14? Like there's a 10 and there's a 4.
But just say that it got 14. Oh, just pretend I added 6 to 48. That would make 54.
Oh, okay.
And add 20 to it, and then
Wow.
I got it would be 86, I think. No, 76, I think.
So I love how you added the 6 to the 48 and you got 54. And now all that's left to add is the 20. And what?
Which would make 76.
Well, check out the ones place. You've got 4 plus 0 right now.
Wait. Oh, I mean 74.
Yeah, 74. I think you came up with a new way of adding, a new strategy that I haven't seen before. So great job, George. Go ahead, welcome Nina. If you were copying down what you saw on the screen, hold up your notebook to the camera. And maybe you'll be the next one to pick a prize. And Nina, if you can grab a notebook, a pencil, and your math packet so you'll be ready. Valerie, did you copy down what you saw on the board? On the screen.
So you want to do 46.
Nina, I will show you and George, because George was having trouble finding it. This in your work plan, when you're looking at the math, it tells you what your homework is. Can you see this, George? Looks like Nina's was
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you'll want to do even after this Zoom meeting. You go right back into the work plan and you find where it says what your homework is. Nina, are you able to tell us how we should solve the problem 35 and 15? When we add those together, did you use a strategy to make that adding problem really easy and quick in your head? Oops, you got frozen. Well, Nina, we will save this for a special treat at the end. If we have time, we'll let you present just because you got a little frozen. I think we're going to jump into our work for today, which is day 9 in our packets. But really quick, before we do our day 9 of our packets, let's practice counting by 5s. Okay, so we're using our 100 chart, and I actually want us to try to count up to 120 by 5s. And I'm going to put my spotlight on and follow the spotlight, and I need to hear you guys counting by 5s. Ready? 5,
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 150, 120.
Wow, you guys did amazing counting all the way up to 120. I thought that was going to trick you. All right, go ahead and open up in your packets. Your page should look just like this with the ice cream. It's called Graphing Fun, and it is day 9.
I already finished that one.
Oh, okay, well then we'll just be looking at our answers together then to make sure we're all doing the right thing. Make sure we got the right answer.
Oh, found it. Found it.
Beautiful. So Valerie's ready. George is ready. Are you ready, Evelyn?
Yep.
Okay. And Nina's, I think, grabbing hers. Our directions say, use the graph below to answer the following questions. Just making sure we understand our graph. How many people have their favorite ice cream of chocolate, Evelyn? 6. How many people have their favorite ice cream as vanilla, Valerie? Oh, George, how many for vanilla?
10.
Good. Now, Valerie, are you ready? How many people like strawberry the best?
5.
Good. And since Nina's not here, I'll say 3 people like cherry, which really, I hardly ever hear about cherry ice cream, but whatever.
I'm not hearing about sharing this one.
Number 1, George, which flavor was the most popular?
Vanilla because it's the most tastiest and I love it.
Vanilla because it has the most votes, right?
And that's really good.
It is really good. Number 2, which flavor was the least favorite, Valerie?
Berry.
Yes. So far, these are the easy questions. Number 3, how many more? So that one's a little trickier. Evelyn, how many more students liked vanilla than cherry?
7.
Let's just draw on our graph to see how you got your answer. So vanilla has 1, cherry has 1, vanilla has 2, cherry has 2, vanilla has 3, cherry has 3. And these would be how many more? The ones that we're putting a big rectangle around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are correct. Nice job. Valerie, did you have 7 for number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Valerie, could you help me to write a math sentence for number 3? For number 3, would I write 10 plus 3 equals 7?
No.
No, what should I write for my math sentence?
10 minus 3.
Yes, because vanilla had 10 and cherry had 3. Number 4, George. How many students liked strawberry and chocolate together?
11.
Let's see, chocolate is 6 and strawberry is 5. So George, could you help me write a math sentence for that? Would it be a 6?
So, if strawberry was 5 and chocolate was 5, it would be 10, but chocolate's actually 6, so just add 1 more and then you got 11.
Yes, thank you for that strategy of doubles plus 1. Great job. How many students voted for their favorite ice cream flavor?
24.
You think it's 24, Evelyn?
Yeah. That's 24.
Okay, so if it's 24, what is my adding sentence? I'm gonna have to do plus, 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 plus. What would I write? 5 plus. Can you help me out, Evelyn? Let's write an adding sentence. 5 plus.
5. 3.
So the 5 is for vanilla. How many like, or no, 5 is for chocolate. What comes next after chocolate? Vanilla is 10. What else do I add? 5 for strawberry. And last I add
Cherry.
3 for cherry. Let's see. I have a 10. Oh no, I think I'm mistaken because the first number is supposed to be 6. Right, that does equal 24. Nina, how many students voted for vanilla?
10.
10, correct. And number 7, this is a little tricky. How many more students liked chocolate than strawberry? Raise your hand if you would like to answer this one. How many more students liked chocolate than strawberry? And I will let Linda go ahead and answer this for us.
10. I mean 1.
1. So how did you figure that out? That is the right answer. Is there...
Because I took away a 1 in the chocolate, and then I looked to the strawberries, and it was 1 that you took away.
Wait, what? There's only a bit of people in this meeting. Is this only 2nd grade meeting?
It is only 2nd grade, yeah.
Wow, I never noticed that.
Yeah. Val,
Wow.
could you help me to write a math sentence for number 7?
Sure.
Would it be
sure.
adding or subtracting?
Adding.
Well, it doesn't want in all. It wants how are they different?
Oh, subtracting.
Subtracting.
So what numbers do I write for my subtracting sentence?
6 minus 1.
6 minus 1 equals 5?
Yeah.
I thought you told me the answer was 1. Which is the answer, 1 or 5?
5.
Well, I think I would like to check that with you. So it's chocolate and strawberry. And let's see how many that they have that are the same. Because then once I see what's the same, the leftover is how many more.
They both have the
Can I
same
get a
amount.
drink?
Chocolate has 1
1.
and strawberry has 1. Chocolate 2, strawberry 2. Chocolate 3, strawberry 3. They both have 4 and they both have 5. So what is left over in the chocolate section is how many more chocolate has?
1.
1. So what does my sentence say? Does it say 6 take away 1?
Yes.
I heard you say my answer is equal to 1. So how do I get equals 1? I start with 6.
This one, can I get a drink?
Minus
Yes.
5.
Do I add 5 or take away 5?
Take away 5.
Yes, 6 take away 5 equals 1. If you can hold up your math homework that we just did together on the screen, someone will get to pick a number prize. Good job, Evelyn. And if you can write those math sentences like 6 take away 5 equals 1. Good job, Valerie. Can I have yours, Nina? Or did you not find it yet? I like that you're still trying to participate with us though, Nina. So would you like to pick a number?
It is safe right there.
No, it's not.
Okay. If you get a star, keep track of how many stars you get.
I pulled my.
You did. You're the first one, Nina, to get a star.
Pulled my headphones.
Alrighty. That was our work to do in class today. Now, I would like to practice a little bit of how many more or how many less, because that's a really tricky question that we get asked in math all the time. How many more or how many less?
Hey.
And here's a secret for you guys, is that these are basically the exact same question.
I wanted to wait.
When you say how many more or how many less, it's like the same answer. So for a quick number reward, what's so special about these two questions? Remember what Ms. Brown said? What's so special about the answers to these kind of questions? The answers are different or the answers are the same?
Different.
The answers are different or the answers are the same?
So get a pen and a piece of paper and write
If you could, it's the same. So we are going to play a game. And with this game, it'll help to show us that how many more or how many less, the answer to these questions are the same. So let me show you what the screen looks like. And we each will get our own unique number. So the first row can be for Evelyn. So E for Evelyn. Actually, I need to add more rows because we have Evelyn, that's one, Nina, Valerie, George, and maybe even, should Miss Brown have one, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's give everyone's name on a row. Evelyn can be number 1. And then Linda or Valerie can be the second row. And Nina is number 3. And George is row 4. And Miss Brown, I guess I'll put a B for Brown, will be the 5th one. And we're all going to start off with 5. And so that means we all have the same of 5. But the white beads we'll use to see how many there is different between each line. Some people might have more, some people might have less. And the way to figure out how many white beads you get is we are going to roll a die. I actually have a die on my phone. So the only rule is if you get the number 6, we'll have to roll again. So Evelyn, you get, dun, 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 you get 3. And if your mouse lets you move on the screen, you can actually move these yourself. Valerie, you get, dun, 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 2. So you've got technically a little less than Evelyn. Nina, you get 3. So you and Evelyn have the same. George, you get 2. So it looks like you and Valerie have the same. And now Miss Brown's roll. I hope I get a big one. I got a 6. I got to go again. A big number. I got a 4. Yes. All right. So let's see just how quickly we can draw this. So if I have a piece of paper, especially if I have 2 different colored crayons or markers or something, I could write an E for Evelyn, and I would really quickly draw 5 because we all started out with 5. And then Evelyn got 2, I think it was 2 more. Underneath her is Valerie. So we're gonna make this a race, guys. I'm gonna share the screen one more time so you can see. On your mark, get set, draw. So I need to draw the letters for the friends' names and then draw circles for the beads that they have. Whoever says done first, shout it out and you will be the winner for that.
Done.
Done.
What? Show me, you have all those dots drawn for every single person?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, you have only Evelyn's and you forgot to write the letter E. You have to do everybody's and you even have to write the letter whose name it is. Hey Dylan, we're actually drawing what we see on the board right now. I like your marshmallow costume.
Done.
You have every single person? Wow, and you have the letters, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. In 1 second, I'll let you pick the first number. I'm just letting everybody copy it down too. That's awesome.
I'm gonna make this.
All right, so let me stop this share really quick, just so. Okay, so this is what our papers should look like. So Dylan, if you want to grab a piece of paper just so you can catch up, we're answering the questions, how many more and how many less. All right. So Evelyn, are you finished with your drawing? Perfect. Valerie, are you finished?
I'm on the last one right now.
On the last one, great job. George, are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. So George, can you tell me these red color beads, what do they show us? What's the same or what's different?
The same as they're all red and they all have 5.
Right. So if I'm answering a question that says how many more or how many less, I don't really need to look at what's the same. I want to look at what's different. And Evelyn, what color beads on Miss Brown's drawing are the different ones? What color shows us how many are different? Yes. And so we're going to ask each other some questions of how many more or how many less. And we have to look at what's different. And when we're doing math and you hear that word difference, difference is what we call the answer in a subtracting problem. So my strategy is not going to be adding, but it's going to be subtracting. All right, Evelyn, you get to go first. Pick 2 friends. You could pick yourself. You could pick Valerie and Miss Brown, but pick 2 friends.
Valerie and Nina.
Okay, Valerie and Nina. So let's share the screen and you'll see Valerie and Nina. Valerie is the second one and Nina's the third one. My question for you, Evelyn, is how many more beads does Nina have than Valerie?
Nina has 1 more bead.
Yeah, it's easy to see that she has 1 more because you take away what's the same and you're left over with how many more. So let's write the subtracting sentence. If Nina has 8 and Valerie has 7, how do you take the numbers 8 and 7 and get the answer of 1 more? What do you have to do, add or subtract? Subtract. So can everybody write down 8, take away 7 is 1. That's how many more beads that Valerie has. She's just got 1 more. Okay. And then I told you at the beginning that the how many more questions and the how many less questions are the same. So let's ask ourselves how many less. We have Valerie and Nina. The question is, how many less beads does Valerie have? And the less beads means how many empty spaces does Valerie have compared to Nina's spaces, which are filled. So how many less, Evelyn? How many empty spaces does Valerie have? Just 1, right? Nina has 1 bead where Valerie's is empty. So again, if Nina has 8 and Valerie has 7, and the answer is 1 less, I had to subtract. 8 take away 7 is 1 less. All right, hold it up to the screen. Who wrote down 8 take away 7? Great job. Thank you. Yeah, so how many more and how many less? It was the same question. Valerie, you go next. Which two friends would you like? Do you want yourself? Do you want Miss Brown? Do you want Evelyn?
Evelyn and Nina.
Okay, Evelyn versus Nina. So we've got Evelyn has 5'8" and Nina has 5'8". Oh, so they're the same. So we can't really do how many more or less. George, who would you like to pick? Two friends.
Miss Brown
Okay.
and Valerie.
All right, so Miss Brown's down here and Valerie is the second one. All right, how many more beads does Miss Brown have than Valerie?
2.
Yeah, how did you know that? What did your eyes see?
That's kind of easy to say. Just add 2 on Miss Brown's. Just get it.
Well, you can see that Miss Brown has 2 just by looking at it. What if someone didn't know what to do at all, and what do you have to tell them with your words? Let me show you a different way. Miss Brown has 9 and Valerie has 7, and you said Miss Brown has 2 more. How did I get that? Did I add or subtract?
Subtract.
And you could tell a friend who didn't know what to do, look at what's the same, and then whatever is left over that's different, that's your answer. Miss Brown has 2 more, which means Valerie has 2 less, because more and less questions are the same. All right, Nina, your turn. Which 2 friends would you like to pick? You want Evelyn and George, maybe?
What?
Valerie and Evelyn.
Okay, Valerie and Evelyn. How many more, sorry, my E looks really bad. How many more beads does Evelyn have than Valerie?
1.
1 more. And how did you know that? How does looking at the beads help you?
Because Evelyn, there's 7. Valerie has 7 and Evelyn has 8. And 8 is just 1 more than 7.
Yeah, that's perfect. And if I write down those 3 numbers, just like you said, 8 and 7, and my answer is 1, did I add or subtract?
You subtract.
Yeah. So that means Evelyn has 1 more,
Go to the
and
bathroom.
Valerie has 1 less.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
So for my last thing I would like you to write down, it would be that sentence that you just heard Miss Brown say. Evelyn has 1 more. So Valerie has 1 less. Because I keep trying to remind everyone that 1 more questions or 1 less questions are basically the same thing. We're just comparing to see what's different, and we always are subtracting. So if Evelyn has 1 more, that means Valerie has 1 less. Hold up your sentence to the screen once you have it written down. Evelyn has 1 more, so Valerie has 1 less. Nice job. I will let Evelyn pick a number. Go ahead. 1. Oof, you got sleepy panda. He's so cute. Oh. All right, who else is ready to pick a number? Do you have this sentence written down? Anybody? All right, let me know if you got your sentence written down. later and you can try to get your star. Let's see if you actually figured out what Miss Brown's been trying to teach you about how many more and how many less, if you can prove your stuff. And so I have some word problems for you. And these are the how many more, how many less kind of word problems. Now there's 3 problems, so maybe we could do teacher versus students. So what'll happen is you guys have to work together. You can talk with each other about how to solve it, and you make sure that you write down a math sentence like 30 take away 20 equals 10. Like she has 10 more, you make it into a sentence. If you guys can solve all 3 problems correctly, you win. But if not, that would mean that I win. So, everybody have paper and pencil?
Yep.
Ready to work together?
Yep.
All right, let's see how we do. We got 3 word problems. Should I set a timer just to see how long it takes us? Valerie, you read the first problem about Kimmy and Jasa.
Jimmy and Jason wanted to see how far they could jump. Kimmy jumped 27 inches. Jason jumped 36 inches. How much farther did Jason jump than Kim?
Okay. Evelyn, you read number 2, Kate and Leah. Oops, I can't hear Evelyn. Okay, I believe you that you read it out loud. Just for some reason, your volume is a little bit quiet. Thank you. And Nina or Dylan or George, could you read number 3 out loud for us?
George and Madison measured how high their flowers grew. Grace's flower was 47 inches tall. Madison's flower was 63 inches tall. How much taller was Madison's flower than Grace's?
What?
Gracie's or Grace's?
What are you going to do on it? Study.
All right, so far Miss Brown is getting closer to solving all 3, and I need to hear you guys working together to say, okay, number 1, we need to subtract. Here's what we gotta do. So we're writing it down and we're speaking out loud to work together to know how to solve these word problems. Okay, so what are we doing for number 1?
Subtract. And the answer would be 9.
Okay. What are we doing for number 2?
Subtract.
Okay, Valerie, what are we subtracting? Don't let Evelyn do all the work.
Numbers.
Which numbers?
Hmm?
What should we do for number 2?
Subtract 78 to 76.
Okay, what's our answer? Is it 7? What's our answer, Valerie?
Is subtract the 72?
When you said subtract 72 away from 78, what's the answer? You can write it down. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And George, what do we do for number 3? Or Dylan, I haven't heard from you yet today, or Nina. Number 3. Well, Miss Brown has solved all 3, so I have to stop our screen share and hold up your papers so I can see what you have. Teacher versus student. Did teacher win or did students win? Evelyn's got it. Valerie, where's your work? Oh, gotta write down our work. That's why we're in class, right? Okay, can you start writing it down now? And so what Miss Brown did is I made sure to label things with this IN for inches. When you solve word problems, it's helpful to label. Remember, we labeled like E for Evelyn or G for George. Well, I'm putting in for inches. And the sentence for my answer was she jumped 9 inches farther. So it's always good to write the answer to our question in a word sentence. Number 2, it was 6 inches longer. 3, it was 16 inches taller. I'll give you guys a second to copy this down. And the first person to have their sentences hold it up to the screen. She jumped 9 inches farther, was 6 inches longer. Valerie, start writing, please. And it was 16 inches taller. Valerie, do you have bigger paper than a note card? Because you might be running out of room. You can even use the back of your packet. All right, so 9 inches farther, 6 inches longer, and 16 inches taller. So we're gonna keep going. But Evelyn, I think you are the closest to having it all written down, so you may pick another number. You get Jumpy Panda. Now, since we're almost done with our meeting, let's show you our homework that I'd like you to do for next time. And I think you will find this kind of fun. For next time, I would like you to use your imagination. And actually, can I have a volunteer read what the homework says, starting with the word draw? You can read it, Valerie.
Draw an alien. Get creative. Be ready to tell me 3 fun facts about your alien, such as he or her name, what planet they come from.
Oops, sorry. What make-believe food?
Make-believe food, right, or other ideas. Pretend that your alien is coming to stay with you on Earth and me.
To learn
how to tell time in
analog clock.
Write down 5 things you will teach your alien friend in order to help them tell time. You will get bonus points if you can think of more than 5 things. An example would be
number 1.
Number 1, there are 60 minutes in an hour.
Wow, that was really good reading. So you definitely get to pick a number.
5.
6.
Hey, you got a star. You're tied with Nina. You could maybe get to pick a star if you can answer Miss Brown's questions about your homework. Valerie said that we need 3 what?
That's about the alien.
3 fun facts about the alien, like what their name is or what planet they come from. She also read that we need 5 what? 5 things that we write down. And what do these 5 things help our alien learn?
How to tell time on an analog clock.
Oh, perfect. Nina, you get to pick a number.
6.
Okay, 6. Oh, Nina's winning. 2 stars for Nina. And I'll share with you on the screen in case you guys forgot what an analog clock looks like. An analog clock would be one of these. And so let's just pretend that Miss Brown has no idea how to tell time, and I'm going to write something very silly on the screen. All right, guys, I think that the time is 11:75.
Ow.
I don't
No.
even know.
How come the time is never 11:75?
Because there's like 60 minutes in any hour.
Yeah, so let me just write on the board the letter V because Valerie just got a point. There's only 60 minutes in an hour. Very true. Okay. Well, then I'm going to write something else a little bit silly on the board. And you can try to explain why it's so silly.
9:50.
Okay, the time is 11:60.
11. That would have to be 12.
It would have to be 12. Why can't I put 11:60 though?
Because it's not a minute, it's like a full hour.
Yeah, 60 minutes means another full hour. And we tend to say something else instead of 60.
O'clock.
O'clock. So Nina gets a point. Valerie gets 2. And what 2 numbers do I need in order to write o'clock?
How can you see other people?
2 zeros.
2 zeros, yes. All right, so let's just play a quick little game of what time is it? Nina, what time is it?
Sit up.
Hold on, let me move the clock and then boom. Okay, what time is it?
Sit up.
11:20.
Amazing, 11:20. Let's see if you're right. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, on the digital clock that just came up to the screen, I found out it is 11:20. Great job.
I have to sit here with you for this
All
one.
right, so Linda, pick a number.
Number 6.
You got a star. Now you're tied with Nina. Can you pick a number?
I'm getting so early with you.
4.
4. Oh, you got 3 stars now. Let's give Evelyn, Dylan, and George a chance to get stars. Let's just ask them a few questions about telling time so they can earn some bonus points. All right, Evelyn, let's bring the clock around. What time is it?
40.
Let's see if you're right. Ah, you got it. Now a question for Dylan.
Wait, what about me?
And then George will be after Dylan. Dylan, what time is it? On my analog clock. George, you want to answer this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be 2. 45.
Let's see if you're right.
2:30.
30. Let's give you one more. Remember to count by 5s. Like when the top is o'clock, that's 2.
Can I have one more try?
You definitely can. Just remember 5, 10, 15, counting by 5s. Use
Okay.
the numbers on the clock. Okay. What time is it?
Okay, this would be 330.
Yes, you got it. All right, let's let you pick two numbers, George. Pick two.
2. I'll choose 8, and after that, I'll choose something.
Okay, you get Jump Rope Panda.
Okay.
And what else would you like?
2.
And you get a star. Evelyn, you may choose two numbers. But maybe bring your face close to the computer because I can never hear you so good.
2.
2. Happy Panda. And your second number?
1.
1. Sleepy Panda. Before we go, you may earn 3 bonus stars if you can tell me how to solve the daily word problem from yesterday. The second grade one is blue. And oh no, I don't think we're gonna.
After this, are we done with our meeting?
Oh yeah, we're done. You guys did a great job. And I will see everyone Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon. Career day is Thursday. All right, Harrison is catching
8.
8 bugs each day. If he will keep on catching bugs for 15 consecutive days, how many bugs will he get at the end of the 8th day?
8.
8 bugs each day. I think I want to help you guys make this easier if we could use a 100 chart.
Yes.
Because we like easy, right?
Yeah.
I like easy. There's no reason to make it harder on ourselves when we're doing math. All right. So let me show you the 100 chart and it will be easy. Remember how he catches 8 bugs per day? Well, that's why I have in red 8. These are the number of bugs. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. And do you see my numbers in green?
Yeah.
These are for the number of days because the question was, how many bugs will he have at the end of day 8? So if we go on our 100 chart, we just look at the 8s column and it'll show us the answer. Okay. Can everybody see the 8s? If you go over to number 8, this is the 8s column. And so day 1 looks like he caught 8 bugs.
4, 64, 64, 64.
You know what? We're not using our 100 chart. Miss Brown had a brain blip. We're using our multiplication tables. Oopsies. Because 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 is addition or multiplication. So let me get a multiplication table and then we'll be able to see what the answer is. Okay. Multiplication chart. And I will share the screen with you guys.
What?